Now, we just did the turkey and some other dishes with the turkey, and I want to tag on some other ideas. You know, you can make cranberry sauce, but you can also make an orange sauce, just like an orange marmalade. Okay, now what we do is let's take some oranges and we're going to slice them down thin, okay? Now, if you have a slicer at home, you could get them like paper, and they'll cook really fast for you that way. Now, you don't want to get the butt of the orange there. That'll be just too much bitter in there. Now, I would take the meat, okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it in to some boiling water. I have about 2 cups of water there, 1.5 cups. As it boils now, you have to understand, it will reduce on you. Okay, now what we do here is we're going to turn this up, and we want this to cook, okay? Now, I'm going to add to that a bunch of sugar, about a cup, 1.5 cups of sugar, all right? Ultra sweet, I understand, but that's okay. That's what we're making. And I'm going to take just a couple cherries, maraschino cherries, and chop them. I'm going to add these bad boys to that. I'd like to say hi to all my buddies out there, to Chris and Debbie and Mikey and the folks up at the JIT. I'd like to say hi to Kit down at the Produce Junction, and Jason and Alex. Okay, now we're going to let that cook, and what I could do here is I could season this now. A little bit of cinnamon, and how about just a little tad of allspice, all right? And now you just let them cook out, all right? Let it reduce, and then you'll have a nice glaze that you can add to your baked hams or to have to dip with your turkey rather than cranberry. Now what I have over here is I took 2 cups of water, and I took one of these domino boxes and I cut it in half, and I put the half in with the water and I let it reduce. Now I'm going to add some cinnamon to this, okay, and I'm going to let that cook out with that, the cinnamon to marry. And what I have over here, folks, is I have a rutabaga that I had poached, and I have some sweet potato. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these and trim the skin. Now, you know how hard rutabagas are in the store. Well, folks, look at this. Did you ever see a rutabaga come apart this quick? Huh? It's almost like a boiled potato. So you can take a rutabaga, as hard as it is, put it in a pot of water, boil it whole, and then all you have to do is this to clean it. And it's very simple. And rutabagas, turnips, sweet potatoes, they all are in the same type of a family and flavor, and you could use them together or separately, but the properties of like a rutabaga are like a potato. You could take it and whip it and mash it and use it just like a mashed potato, the same way. Okay, now what we're going to do here is I'm going to take this here, slice it up, okay? And I have a sweet potato. All right, so I'll clean this sweet potato here. And we're going to add that to our brown sauce that we made over there. Okay, you see the oranges, they're cooking away. Don't be in a hurry. It took a long time for those oranges to grow on that tree. Now, see how quick the skin comes off of these sweets here? Now you have to let them cool down before you do this, or they won't set up. When they cool down, they set up, and you can hold them and you can peel them. But if they're hot and you do it, most likely they'll just all like mush up in your hand, and they're too hot to handle then anyway. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to take the rutabagas and sweets over, and we're going to put them into our sauce. Okay? And I made the sauce a little bit thin. Now, if it starts to get thick on you, I would add just maybe a couple tablespoons of hot water to it, all right? Because you don't want it too thick. You want it to absorb a little bit into your product that you're putting in there. Okay, let me come over here and see how this is doing. This is doing good, but it's got to cook down. Don't be in a hurry with it. You got to cook it hard and let it keep cooking. Now I'm going to come over with my sweets. Okay, put my sweets in there. All right. So I'm going to turn up the heat on it now. We're gonna mix it around a little bit, then I'll let it start to cook. Now folks, you could take this dish and you could put almonds over it, or walnuts, or pecans, or a mixture of nuts, some more brown sugar loose, pop it under your broiler, and then glaze it real nice, put it onto a dish, and you have a nice side dish. Now, the oranges, they take a while, okay? What we're looking for here with the oranges is we're looking for all this excess water to cook off. And what it's going to happen is it's going to turn into a gelatin. It's going to caramelize. The juice from the orange, the sugar from the orange, and the sugar we put in, and the pectin, it's all going to caramelize and turn into like a gelatin on us, especially when it cools down. Now, what I have back in these pots here, folks, is I'm making white bean soup with ham. And I have my big old ham bone in there. And over here, I'm making fresh vegetable soup with barley. And all I did was I cooked the turkey, and I poached it, and I took it out, or a chicken, and then I took a whole bunch of fresh vegetables, any kind you want, diced them up, threw them in, fresh tomatoes, and I seasoned it up with a little bit of sage, and a little bit of oregano, and some black pepper and salt, and a bay leaf, and that was it. Now with the white beans, I put them in, and I'm going to cook, and cook, and cook, and cook, and cook, and holy jalapeno, I'm going to keep cooking this thing until like all the beans are pureed. Send it through the China cap, pull all the meat and everything out of it so it's a puree, and I'm going to tighten it up with a little bit of a roux, and that's that. I can add the meat that I pull out from my China cap back into it. And I'm doing that for dinner tonight and tomorrow. But anyway, here we go. These are looking great now. Okay? They're absorbing. The glaze is coming down. It will work. Trust me. I want to say congratulations to our 2 winners on the turkeys. Get in another card, folks, because we have one more drawing coming up this week, and I hope you win. Man, that's so tasty. Walter, wait until you get a bite of this stuff. Trust me, folks, it will come down. You have to have patience for this. It's starting. But this will make a really nice orange glaze.